Good afternoon and the very warmest of welcomes indeed to today's iOB business webinar. It's a pleasure to be on here presenting with you. My name is Ben and I'm the resident business coach here at iOB Business. And it will be myself taking you through today's webinar session. Okay, so just before we get kicked off, a very warm welcome to those of you that are joining us now. Welcome, welcome. So right before we get kicked off, a couple of ground rules about how these webinars will operate just to help you get the most out of today's session. Okay, so we always begin with an introduction from myself. Once again, my name is Ben. Now, once we go into the webinar itself, please feel free to ask away with any questions that you might have on today's webinar session. Today, we're talking about how to be an innovative entrepreneur. Okay, so if you do have any questions on the webinar, on business, on marketing, on sales, or anything related to business, please do feel free to ask. Now, what's important to note is in between each of the three core topics that we're going to discuss today, we will give you time in between each of these topics to go ahead and ask any questions and jot down any notes that you may wish to take as well. Okay, so with that being said, welcome to those of you just joining us now. We are going to get ready to kick off in just a moment's time. So we're waiting for the 2 o'clock mark. 2 o'clock, we'll get kicked off for today's session. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll switch off the video camera, all right? And we'll go ahead and get set up with today's presentation. Now, finally, once again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We're more than happy to answer them for you, and we'll do so during the Q&A session at the end of today's webinar. It's going to run for a few minutes or so, and we always get a couple of questions to answer. Okay, so we're bringing the presentation up on screen just now. You should be able to see that. Now, just before we get kicked off for today, if I could please do a quick sound and visual check. Let me know in the chat box if you can hear my voice okay, and if you can see the presentation up on screen okay. It should say how to become an innovative entrepreneur. So once you see that, once you can hear my voice, then I'll know that we're ready to rock. So please just let me know in the chat box. And number one, thumbs up, smiley face, whatever works, and I will know that we are ready to go. Fantastic. Okay, cool. Looks like we're good to go then. So finally, any queries, any problems, any technical difficulties, not that we ever expect you to have any, but if you do, please let us know in the chat box and we'll do what we can to get you back on track for today's webinar. All right. So let's get kicked off then. How to become an innovative entrepreneur. All right. Now, your host today is myself. My name is Ben and I'm a business coach. I specialize in working with small businesses to help them achieve stability and growth. It's what I do every day. It's what I love to do, and it's what I'm going to talk to you about on today's webinar, okay? Business growth. We're all on here for the same reason. We either have a business, we're looking to start a business, we're running a successful digital agency already, okay? Whoever you are, please take note, please enjoy the session, and please take as much from this session as you can. All right, so let's get kicked off then today with our three core topics, all right? Number one, cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset. Okay, we're talking here about how to become an innovative entrepreneur. And the first way of doing that is to cultivate your entrepreneurial mindset. All right, number two, innovating in your business. Innovation is an incredible thing. We're going to talk about how you can do more of it in your business. And number three, scaling your business by innovation. Okay, not the same thing as innovating in your business. This is cleverly using innovation to scale your business. All right. So let's get kicked off then with topic number one, cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset. All right. Now we begin with our first point. Embracing risk and failure. It's always part of business. Okay. So what we have to do is look at where we are in our business journey now. Okay. Look at what it is that we're scared of doing. Look at what it is that we might have to take a risk with. Look at where it is that we might fail, okay? If we begin to embrace this risk and this failure, we begin to understand innovation. We begin to understand entrepreneurship. We begin to understand business ownership on a new level, okay? It is extraordinarily unlikely, okay? I don't want to say impossible, but extraordinarily unlikely that you will ever achieve success in however you define this word without making a single mistake, without ever embracing a single failure, okay? It is absolutely part of business. It's absolutely part of business growth. So we have to be aware that part of developing an innovative entrepreneurial mindset is embracing the possibility of risk and failure, okay? In order to progress, we must take risks. Now, this doesn't mean senseless, silly risks that could put us in areas of serious vulnerability. This means calculated, intelligent risks. Okay, now the reason that they are risks is because nothing is ever guaranteed. You could run an advertising campaign and it could fall flat on its face and it provides you with nothing. Even with the best research, with the best innovation throughout your marketing campaign, it could potentially result in nothing. Okay, now the chances of that are extremely low. If it's well researched, it's well thought out, the chances are it's going to yield something, but it's always a risk because there is no guarantee. Now, I'm not putting you off. I'm telling you, if you do your research, you embrace these risks with a calculated approach, your chance of success is infinitely higher than risks that are taken without any forethought, okay, any planning, any prep. So embrace risk and failure. It's always part of business, okay? You've got to take risks and you've got to be willing to fail. Now, next thing that we can do to create and cultivate this entrepreneurial mindset, we are always learning. We're understanding how to be adaptive, okay? Every single day as a business coach, I see something new in business, okay? Whether it's the way someone is describing something, whether it's a problem that's being presented to me, whether it's an issue that we're solving together, there is always something new to learn, okay? There's a new solution, a new issue, a new mistake, a new growth plan, a new growth objective, a new perspective, all right? You have to be adaptive to the world that you are in. What's going on, okay? Is there a latest software release? Is there some kind of technology update? Is there a certain type of client that you feel you may be able to benefit? Any one of these things would be considered learning and understanding how to be adaptive. Every single day, you have to adapt to what is working better or what can work best for your business and, in fact, for your business goals. All right. So, with this theory in mind, we do not want to be rigid in our approach to business. We do not want to say, no, this is the way I've always done it, or this is the way I want to do it. Therefore, this is the way I'm going to do it. Okay. There can always be things that can be improved. There are new systems, there is new technology, there is new software that can be used to enhance our business. Okay, there are new ways of speaking to clients, there are new sales strategies, there are new marketing strategies, there are new platforms. Okay, there is new everything all of the time. It's always coming out in new ways to be adaptive, new ways to be ahead of the curve. Now, a side point here, a sort of bonus point, if you like, is if you are one of the first to embrace something new, you could be at the very, very, very front of the line if and when it does become successful. Okay. So when you see a new platform, a new social media platform, you see a new marketing platform, you see a new web platform, you see something that you think, maybe that could improve my business. Maybe if I knew how to understand it correctly and therefore knew how to utilize it for me, for my business, for my clients, for my prospects, then maybe I could be at the front of the queue here, okay? It's always valuable to be the first on something if you believe it could even be slightly profitable or, in fact, beneficial for your business, okay? Now, next thing we've got to do, this entrepreneurial mindset, what's the next step? Creatively problem solving as you go, okay? Making decisions quickly, solving problems quickly, all right? Problems can hold us back. We then begin to procrastinate because we don't know how to solve the problem. If we procrastinate for long enough, we end up getting nothing done. Okay, you might be halting your progress on several other tasks in several other ways. Okay, you're blocking off meetings, you're declining invitations, you're not accepting new work, you're not writing new proposals, you're not doing sales meetings, you're not doing marketing campaigns because you're trying to solve this problem. Okay, we've got to be creative, we've got to think outside of the box, and we've got to understand that there is more than one way to solve any problem. Okay, creatively problem solve as you go and make sure that you do it quickly. Okay, successful individuals make decisions quickly, decisively, clearly, and confidently. Okay, they do not hang around, they do not mess around. Once a decision has been made from an informed perspective, they then move on. The decision has been made. We don't wonder, we don't ponder, we don't look back, we move forwards. Okay, creatively problem solve as you go. And finally, always have a vision when you're working towards your goals, okay? So we're talking about here cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset. You always have to have a vision, okay? If you have these goals set, remember that you have these goals set for a reason. Now, it doesn't matter what the goal is. It could be a car, a house, a financial objective, a time objective, a freedom objective. Okay, you want more time. You want to be financially free. You want passive income. You want to grow a significant size business. You want to offer a certain service to certain clients. You want to travel to a certain location for work, for pleasure, whatever it is that you want to do. Have this vision in mind when you're working towards your goals. Too many of us forget why it is that we're doing what we're doing, or even some of us lack goals completely. We don't have anything in place. We don't have anything that we're working towards. And if you don't have a target, it's never something that you're going to be able to reach. Okay. So you will, unfortunately, begin to accept whatever comes your way, mediocrity. Okay. You begin to accept mediocrity when you don't have a goal, when you don't have an objective. You think, oh, okay, well, this is enough money to get by on. I'll just keep doing this. Okay. Then you begin to understand, well, if I can put in even less effort and I can earn a little bit less money, that's fine. I'll just get by on that. I'll figure out how to deal with my circumstances and keep plodding along instead of actually changing my circumstances, growing my business revenue, growing my business as a whole, and making sure I'm the one taking control of what my goals are. Okay. Not the other way around. Run your business. Do not let your business run you. Okay. You decide what you earn. You decide how your business operates. So that brings us to the end of topic number 1. I'm going to give you a brief moment now to jot down any notes, and please ask away with any questions that you might have. I saw a question come in earlier. Thank you for that. I'll get that at the end of today's session during the Q&A segment. Okay. So brief pause, then we'll move on to topic number 2. All right, fantastic. So let's move ourselves on to topic number 2, innovating in your business. Okay, well, what does this mean specifically, Ben? Well, I'm going to tell you. The first way that you'll be able to innovate in your business is by identifying opportunities for innovation within your sector. Okay, so whatever sector you choose to be in, let's say digital marketing, then you can have a sector within a sector or a niche within an industry, however you want to describe it. Okay, innovation is the key word here. Innovate. To innovate means to create something wonderful, to be creative, to be out of the box, to innovate something that either didn't exist or improve something that's already being done. Okay, within your sector. So digital marketing, specific service offerings, specific service offering packages. However you can innovate within your sector, you have to be able to identify these opportunities. Okay, so a good way of understanding something like this: what's an innovative way of bringing in more income to your business? All right. So let's say that you are a website development agency and your core service offering is to offer prospective clientele websites. Okay. You build 2, 4, 6, 8-page websites for clients in multiple different industries. Your sector is digital marketing. Your sector is website development. Okay. Now, identifying an opportunity within here, now you've got to think about what the opportunity could be. What do you want from the opportunity? You want to make more money in this specific example, okay? So an innovative way of earning more money for your business would be to say, hey, once I've sold you the website, or you wouldn't say this term, but you'd say, look, once we have completed the website, once you're happy with the website, would you like to talk about SEO? Would you like to talk about PPC? Would you like to talk about social media management? Would you like to talk about analytics for your website? Would you like to talk about any kind of extras that we can put on your website for you? Would you like to talk about how you can make more money? Would you like to talk about how you can bring more clients to your website? Okay. Innovation is understanding how we can be creative in achieving what it is we want to achieve. All right. So if you want to make more money, look at what it is that you're doing now. If you're selling websites and you're not offering anything, no maintenance package, no bolt-ons, no add-ons, no additional service offerings that could indeed help boost their main product, which is the website, then you could be missing something massive. You could be missing an entirely new revenue line that should be and could be coming your way. Okay, so identify these opportunities for innovation within your sector. Now, it applies to far more than just applying yourself to make more money. You can think of new and creative ways to solve problems. You can think of new and creative ways to bring technology to people, to help them enhance their business, their lives. Okay, there are so many ways that this can be done. So implementing these innovative solutions for minor and major issues. Okay, one very, very big way that we can help ourselves into the market is by solving issues. All right, so let's take an example here of a minor issue. Okay, a minor issue could be considered as every time one of our clients has to book meetings with their clients, they're emailing back and forth. Okay, they're maybe 6, 7, 8 emails back. No, I'm busy this day. Oh, I can't make that day. How about we do this day? Do you work weekends? Are you available in the evening time? Could we meet after work? Okay, this is easily 30 to 40 minutes of time spent on emails back and forth, figuring out when they can actually meet each other. Okay, this is what I would consider to be a minor issue. It's a minor waste of time. It's no big deal. Okay, now this minor problem could begin to grow and grow and grow until it becomes a major problem. Okay, that's 30 minutes every day, which will compound into 2.5 hours in any working week, which is 10 hours a month on simply trying to organize and book meetings. So the solution that we have for this client, appointment booking software. Okay, implement this, ask everybody that wants to meet with you to book through your appointment booking calendar. Therefore, they know when you're free, they know when they're free, and it is all done. No communication necessary, 30 minutes saved, 10 hours a month saved, just like that. Okay, incredible. So next innovative solution for a major issue. Now let's talk about something that could be major. Now, what I would consider to be major within business is something that impacts the cash flow. All right. So say that we have invoices outstanding all the time, loads and loads of invoices outstanding, invoices running late, invoices not being paid, invoices being disputed, all of these things that can happen. Okay. Now, I would consider this a major issue. Why? Because it's affecting directly the cash flow and therefore the profitability of the business that is being run. Now, how do we solve this major cash flow issue? Okay. We implement either automated payment, automated invoicing, something along the lines of this payment is being sent to you for approval on certain date, XYZ, or we are just going to ask for your permission to withdraw the payment from your bank account or take the payment that we are owed on a certain date. Done. Okay. No more outstanding invoices, no more lack of profit, no more disruption to the cash flow. Now, invoices can be automated and even payments can be automated with the right software in the right place. This I would consider to be a major issue solved for you, for a client, whatever. Okay. Now, it's not to say that you necessarily have to offer this as a service. Okay. That's very, very much out with the field of digital marketing. But hear the problems of your clients, hear the problems of your prospects, because if they believe that you are invested and therefore intelligent enough to help them solve their issues, okay, then they will believe that you could be intelligent, innovative, adaptive in other ways as well. When it comes to digital marketing services, for example, okay, they will believe that your power, your knowledge within the sector, within the technological sector, can help them in many, many ways, okay? Because you were effective, you were efficient, you were intelligent, and you know how to solve these issues for them, okay? So we're showcasing our abilities, not just specifically in digital marketing, but across the board of business. Now, also what we can do in our business, and these solutions can also apply for you, by the way, if we're speaking specifically about your business, all right? So encouraging a culture of innovation throughout your network. Okay, your network can mean the people that work with you, the people that have worked with you, the people that you know within business, other companies you know of, other people you network with. Okay, encourage a culture of innovation. Always be open to new solutions, new ideas, new concepts. It is a personal rule of mine to never say, this is the way I do things, end of. Okay, why? Because that is so limiting. It completely caps and cuts off all growth opportunity for you. If that is your mindset, then you might as well say, that's it, I'm willing to just stop growing now then. Okay, because if that's the way you do things, you're not willing to change them or adapt them or improve them, then you are limiting yourself quite literally. Okay, so we encourage a culture of innovation, new ideas, new concepts, new theories, new perspective ideas that could help us grow and develop as individuals, as professionals, as business owners. Okay, encourage this culture of innovation and always let everybody around you know that you are open to new ideas. All right. Now, final thing, record each of these innovations with standard operating procedures. Okay, so standard operating procedure, otherwise known as SOP for short, is a document that outlines the way that you do something as a business, usually a bullet pointed list. All right. So super simple way to describe this. okay, if we had an SOP for booking meetings, SOP step number 1 would be provide calendar link to prospect or to client, explain how calendar link works. Number 3, allow client to book. Number 4, set up automated emails to say thanks for your meeting booking, etc. And step number 5, allow the system to send an automated email, okay, if there's a follow-up or whatever. That's an example of an SOP. Now, every time you have an innovative solution brought forward to the business, record it as an SOP, okay? Otherwise, it runs the risk of being done once, twice, maybe 3 times, and then it gets forgotten about. It's non-existent. Everybody's moved on. Everybody's forgotten that we even did that, so we don't remember anymore, okay? The beauty of SOPs is that they are installed in the business, they are done religiously, and there is extremely effective on a long-term basis, okay? So that brings us to the end of topic number 2. We'll again pause for just a moment. Please do ask away with any questions, and indeed take this time to jot down any notes, and I'll see you again in just a moment for topic number 3. Perfect. So let's now move ourselves on to topic number 3, third and final topic of today's webinar, scaling your business by innovation. Okay, so first things first, understanding new niches and markets for your service offering. We're talking now specifically not just about being innovative within your business. We want to understand new niches and markets for your service offering. We want to talk about how we can be innovative and, in fact, in return for this innovation, help you grow your business. Okay, so first way that we can do this, understand new niches and markets for your service offering. Okay, so a market within an industry could be, if digital marketing is your industry, you could have markets of, you know, service-based businesses, product-based businesses, bricks and mortar businesses, e-commerce businesses, all kinds of different markets within the industry. Okay, now typically they wouldn't consider themselves to be part of the digital marketing industry, but they are part of your digital marketing industry. Okay, these are all the different types of clients and markets that you can offer to. Now, in addition to that, you have niches within the market. All right, and a niche within a market could be, if the market is service-based businesses, the niche is personal training services or car washing services. All right, they're service-based businesses. Now, look at these niches and figure out whether you could help them with the tools and products that you have or not. All right, so if you're extraordinarily good at pay-per-click advertising, could this apply not just to personal trainers? Maybe it could also apply to people who offer car washing services. Maybe it could also apply to restaurants. Maybe it could also apply then to cafes. Maybe it could also apply to online e-commerce businesses. Okay, if you have an extraordinary talent for this type of thing, then it could be applicable in many different ways. So if you want to scale your business with innovation, figure out how you can approach these businesses with your service offering and tailor it to show them how it would help them grow their business specifically. Next thing you can do, you can develop partnerships and collaborations with other ambitious entrepreneurs. Okay, your network is extraordinarily important in business. This I cannot emphasize enough. The more valuable contacts you have, the more you will be able to get done. You need something, you want to start a podcast, you want to start a marketing campaign, you need a little bit of advice on sales, you need to know how to become a better closer. If you have these contacts, within your network, you can speak to them about how to achieve these things. Okay, there are so many wonderful, intelligent people in this world that you can partner with, you can learn from, you can educate yourself. There are so many valuable things that can be done with a valuable contact, and it will help you progress into different effective areas. Okay, so developing partnerships and collaborations with other ambitious entrepreneurs is a big one. Now, understanding your numbers and how you can make them repetitive, angle for growth. Okay, tracking your numbers is everything when it comes to growing your business financially. Okay, you need to understand what is happening with your numbers. If you're going to invest in a marketing campaign, understand how much you're going to invest and why. Why have you chosen that number? Okay, now hopefully it's a good reason, but please do make sure there is at least a reason why you have selected this number and it's not just a shot in the dark. Now, behind that, you must also know what you're going to take for that money, or you at least expect to take for that money. So if you're going to put £100 into Facebook ads, do a forecast, do an analysis, do a calculation of what you expect to receive and in what time frame and what will be worth it to you. So let's say you're going to do a test run with with Facebook ads for a month, and you could put £100 in. You say, look, the only way we're going to do this again is if we get at least 4 leads, and if we close at least 2 of those 4 leads, That is the only way that I would do this for a second month. Okay, understand your numbers, understand how you can make them repetitive, understand how you can angle them for growth. Okay, so the way you make them repetitive is by doing this again and again and again until you figure out what it is that works. Once you've found something that works, tap it again and again and again. Now, angling it for growth is, okay, well, for £100 a month, we seem to be getting 4 leads and we're closing 2 of those leads. Now, if I up the budget to £150 a month, would that then mean 6 leads and we're closing 3 of those leads? Okay, it's maths. It's understanding basic numbers on how your business could and should grow. All right, you look at a success rate, you understand what has to be done in order to achieve this success rate, and you implement growth, growth, growth until you've hit some kind of ceiling or the numbers are starting to skew a bit and you think, okay, something is going wrong here, let's start again. Okay, but when you start again, you're starting again armed with an enormous amount of knowledge from the previous campaigns, as long as everything is being tracked. Okay, so finally, knowing when to take the next step. Okay, now this is an incredibly difficult question to answer for yourself, for other businesses. I completely understand. The next step could be anything from offering a new service offering to hiring a new team member, working with a new client, whatever that next step is. It is very much intuition based. Okay, now in addition to this, what I would always suggest is when it feels like it's the time to make the next step, please also make sure that everything else stacks up business wise. Okay, that you have significant enough turnover in order to take this next step comfortably. You can afford any potential downfalls in revenue, in income, or indeed enhanced or hiked expenses. Okay, make sure that whatever you're doing is affordable. Make sure that whatever you're doing is cogent. Make sure that whatever you're doing has a logical reason for happening within the business. All right, so if you are going to hire someone, please make sure that the business actually has a necessity for this role and that you're not just hiring because you feel like it would benefit in some way, shape, or form, but that hasn't actually been clarified. Be very, very careful about each move that you take, but do it efficiently. Okay, so if you're considering taking on a new team member, analyze what the gap is in your business, create a job description, create a job role, establish exactly what you expect of the new team member, and then go out and run interviews for this process. Okay, if you're going to do something and you know that your business has the capacity to do it, then go and get it done and get it done efficiently. Otherwise, it'll sit on your to-do list for months and months and months and months and months, which is not what anybody wants. Okay, so 2 ways to know when it's the next step. First of all, intuition. Second of all, and the most important step by far, make sure that your business can afford to take that step. Okay, so if you're going to hire someone, 6 months of salary in the bank. Okay, assuming they add nothing to the business for at least 6 months, make sure that you can pay that salary anyway. Okay, things like this. So that brings us to the end of topic number 3. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to take one final pause. I'm going to go ahead and gather the questions that I have from you for today's session. All right, now in the meantime, we're going to do a recap after the brief pause before we get onto the Q&A session, and then we will wrap up today's webinar session. So I'll see you again in just. Okay, perfect. So to recap today's session, number 1, adapt and overcome from your failures. Okay, understand what went wrong, adapt and move on from it. Okay, without learning, we run a risk of repeating the same mistake. Number 2, encourage a culture of innovation. Always be open to new ideas. Please do not be rigid or stubborn in the way that you run your business. And finally, understand when the business is ready for the next step. Okay, analysis. You should know and you should feel when the business is ready for the next step, but please always analyze to make sure that the business is as well. All right, so as always, thank you very, very much for attending today's webinar session. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. If you'd like to talk to a member of our team, you can head over to iob-business.com/talk-to-us. And on this link, you can book a call at a time that suits you. So when you do join this link, you will see a calendar like this one, and you can go ahead and book a call at a date and time that suits you. Okay, so whilst I leave this link up there on screen for you, I will go and get the questions that I have from you from today's session. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to ask away with any other questions if you have anything else to ask as we go throughout the Q&A session. All right, first question, what would you class as identifying an opportunity? Okay, brilliant question. So I would class an opportunity as a new service offering, solving a market issue, introducing a new issue to the market, and then delivering the solution. There's many, many ways in which you can identify an opportunity. So if you ask specifically what I would class as identifying an opportunity, I would see potentially a business that you can see that desperately needs a new website. That's an opportunity. Okay, they need a new website because it's slow, it's clunky, it's got barely any traffic. They don't have any social media. They don't have anybody talking about their business. They don't have anybody engaging with their business. To me, that's an enormous opportunity. Okay, you're not just asking these businesses for money, for fees. You're showing them how you can help them make more money for themselves. Okay, it's all about positioning, and it's all about the opportunity that you see. Great question. I hope that helps. Next question. When's a good time to make the next step? Awesome. I knew we were going to get this one, and I love that we did, because it means we get to talk about it more. So to clarify this further, a good time to make the step depends heavily on your personal business circumstance. Okay. Often the kind of physical indicator of being ready to take the next step is when demand begins to outweigh supply. Okay. Or you have a consistent history of earnings in that field, in that sector, with that service offering. So talking specifically about demand outweighing supply, it means, okay, well, the next step would be to hire someone, because we can only right now sustainably offer 12 SEO packages, but we have 20 clients on the waiting list. That means that we need to hire another SEO expert. Okay. So on top of what we talked about in the webinar, if you're looking for a physical indicator that now is a good time to take the next step, then it's going to look something like that. Okay. Another fantastic question. Thank you for asking. Do we have any more questions? Okay. So we've answered the questions that we have, and it doesn't look like we have any more questions. So as always, it's been wonderful speaking with you. Thank you for taking the time to join today's iOB business webinar. And I very much look forward to seeing you again on the next webinar. Take care, and bye for now.